Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast where we bring you swim sets far and wide from all over the world, every continent, every swim training group to bring you guys the best swim sets. My name is Nathan Cohen. I'm a professional triathlete. With me is Kyle Brill, former Division I swimmer, and just all around a nice guy. Kyle, how you doing?
Oh, thanks, Nate. I always appreciate the kind intros as usual. I am doing good. I'm excited to see this set from around the world. I haven't taken much of a look at it. So what are you bringing us today? What's
We
on
got
the
a
schedule?
set from the national triathlon team in Taipei. They're my friends. They took good care of me on my birthday this year. I was doing a race in the Philippines with them, and I joined their training group for a few days, and it was my birthday when I actually took this photo of the set, and then I had to fly back to the States the next day. So I didn't actually do the set. I just did an easy 2K swim. I think I might have done the warm up or something with them and then called it there. But yeah, they train hard, and they have a beautiful indoor 50-meter pool, and it's in Taipei. So yeah, we're gonna go over their set. It's a little bit different of a way to train, maybe for some of you guys who are coming from a traditional swimming background. But yeah, it'll be exciting to dive into it. And yeah, before that, Kyle's got a quick tip from us, and I'm so excited for this. Like I love Kyle's tip. So take it away.
Oh, thank you. I don't think it's super exciting, but it's I was since I've been coaching masters, I've been able to kind of just think about what makes people, faster in swimming and what doesn't and why it takes so long to get fast at swimming versus everything else. And one of the big things I noticed is that swimming involves so many unnatural movements where you're relaxing some muscles in your body and engaging other ones. So my tip is that it's really good to figure out what muscles, like to talk to a coach and figure out what muscles need to be really strong during your stroke and which ones need to be loose. Like for example, when you kick, the reason we wear fins is so your feet can stay nice and flexible and your toes can almost flip like fins. If you had your feet locked solid, you wouldn't go anywhere when you were kicking. It'd be like wearing shoes. So same thing with pulling, like your hands need to be relaxed, but your arm and your lats and your shoulder all need to be engaged. So that's why it takes people, in my opinion, so long to learn how to swim is because and swim well is because you have to figure out which muscles to shut on and off. So being able to getting aware of that and asking your coach or figuring out what you need to do and being conscious of that can help so much with your journey of being able to be a faster swimmer. It's not like learning to walk. You got to basically retrain your body to how to do a completely new thing that your body is not really meant to do. So that was my tip, is just, yeah, be aware of mechanics and try to figure out why you do everything that you do in the pool and don't just copy somebody, you know?
Yeah, that's a great tip. And I was just thinking when you were talking about that, about some of the adult swim lessons that I've taught. And there are some adults who have literally taught who barely know how to swim, like can't swim a 25 across the pool. And a lot of it is fear too, because swimming is, like you said, it's such an unnatural thing to like hold your face under the water, force yourself to not breathe for a given amount of time, and only allow yourself to breathe a little bit of air when you like turn your head to the side. It's very
Yeah.
unnatural, but it, like understanding that, accepting it, and trying to be a little bit more relaxed with your swimming, I think is a really good way to approach it if you're new. And especially if you're an adult learning how to swim, is try and be more relaxed about it and don't just like force it. Because if you're forcing it and you're just like too tense in the wrong ways, you're just going to be fighting the water, and the water's always going to win.
Yeah, no, that's a great way of putting it. And like if we really scale it down to like a drowning victim, right? Like you throw someone in the water, they're panicking, they're gonna just go like they're gonna drown themselves or they'll
Mm-hmm.
tire out or they won't even get to the surface of the water. But you could throw someone in the pool and they could just stick their head out and just take a deep breath and they would be totally fine. So like there's so many ways that you can be efficient in the water and be correct in the water by turning off certain muscles and not stressing. Like don't be cupping your hands and holding your fingers together for dear life. Like let your fingers relax and do it that, like there's a lot of things that are just like, humans just won't figure out until you really spend time putting your brain towards it. It's not like a dog that you can just throw into the water and they'll start swimming. You throw an adult person in the water that's never touched water, it's not going to end well. So it's like, it is just really important to spend that time. So that's great. You noticed that too.
Nice. That's an awesome tip. And yeah, that's a great way to start the pod. But we're gonna dive into this swim set from my friends over in Taiwan on the national triathlon team. And yeah, we'll just starts off with, I think this is one of the most classic warm ups ever. Is like the 4-3-2-1, 400 easy, 300 meters drill, 200 meters kick, 100 IM. The 4-3-2-1, and sometimes it changes variation. Sometimes it's 300 with the pull buoy. Sometimes it's 200 IM and then 100 easy or whatever. But like, I really like this 400 easy. You get in 300 meters, you do a little bit of drill. Maybe you do, like, if you're swimming long course, 25-meter drill, 25-meter swim, and just integrate it. And then a 200-meter kick, I think, is great. And then 100 IM, just to have fun. Kyle, is this a warm up you've done before?
Probably, there's a time I might have done this exact warm up. So it is a very just common warm up. It's hard to go wrong with something like this. If you think something's a little weird with it, or if something's a little sore, or shoulders are stiff, legs are stiff, you can modify this. But it's pretty good at just kind of getting everything ready to go. Especially I like the IMs in warm up, to be honest. Like, even if you know how to do all four strokes, like, maybe don't give yourself a headache if you don't. But if you know how to do them, it really, like, doing some butterfly and breaststroke really help, like, kind of loosen up the groin, and butterfly helps loosen up some of those little smaller muscles in the shoulder for you. So it really can be fun to do just a little IM, even if you're doing a free practice, just to kind of, like, just get everything working, kind of like stretching your whole body versus just stretching one or two things in the morning. It can be nice to just do that. So I always like to see freestyle sets that have a little IM in the warm up. That would definitely, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, I like that. And I think just to be a strong all around swimmer and a triathlete swimming in open water, it's good to challenge yourself to learn the other strokes, because you never know. You could get kicked in the face and then you want to do a couple laps breaststroke in the middle of a triathlon. And just knowing that you can do a semi efficient breaststroke just to keep yourself up and moving forward a little bit is good to have. Or like doing some backstroke, I mean, it's just nice, It's like, it's a backstroke, I feel like, is such a good like stretch for like my shoulders, especially like my broken collarbone, like left shoulder, like doing that backstroke and really like rotating my shoulder over for that backstroke catch. I just feel like I get so much more of a like elongation in my shoulder than swimming freestyle. So it's really good. And then butterflies makes you feel tough.
There you go. Yeah, you ask any elite swimmer too, like that, no matter if they're only a freestyle or specialist or not, like, they're at least 10 to 15% of the time, even for pure freestylers, at a minimum, you'll see them doing some other stroke, like backstroke, or something with a breaststroke kick, or some butterfly drill. Like, they're always mixing it up just a little bit once in a while. You never ever see, even at the highest levels, anyone just only do freestyle, like, ever in a
Mm-hmm.
practice. Maybe they only race freestyle, but you always see that variation for a reason. So good to have it.
Yeah, for sure. And then they go into 800-meter pull. This is just straight through. And I think they were doing 15 meters fast off each wall. So every time they flip turn, they do 15 meters fast. And this is in a long course 50-meter pool. You can tell it's triathletes because if it were swimmers, it would probably be 15 meters underwater off every wall. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's cool, just introduce a little bit of speed. It's just 15 meters, a little bit past the flags, and 800, just a little. The rest is just easy swimming. So I think it's nice to swim a little bit longer every once in a while. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I like to kind of divide these up, especially for warm up, and not throw like an 800 in there. But it's honestly, it's if you like to do that, and the fact that they do have speed play in there, and getting some rhythm, and changing muscle groups and changing speed, getting the heart rate up and back down, like, it definitely would work if your mind is fine with doing an 800 straight, pretty much like the first part of the practice. Go for it. If
Mhm.
not, I would recommend maybe breaking this up into four 200s or eight ones or
Yeah.
something. Either way, you can kind of just do this how you, I guess, work the best with it.
Yeah, for sure. I think triathletes just love swimming longer, longer intervals, in general than swimmers. And I think there is a benefit to it sometimes. So yeah, it's cool. A little speed play in there. And then 200 meters easy. That's the whole warm up. So that's 2K. And then, yeah, it's a pretty interesting main set. You want to take us through that?
Sure, yeah. Pretty much looking at this for the first time here. Let me get the image over here. Yeah. So 450s on 90 seconds. Pretty pretty funny when I see 90 seconds as like the interval because usually I see 130. So it's kind of it took me a second.
Yeah,
I'm like, is this
yeah.
90 degrees or like what is this? And it says diving. So if I was reading this and there was no coach, I'd assume this was meant to be fast, even though it doesn't say it.
Hmm.
And then yeah, you get a lot of rest. You're getting at least half of this is swimming, half of this is rest. Maybe more is rest. And then you got 200 meters of race pace, which is also going to be pretty fast, and then 100 meters easy, which is a nice little reset. So sounds like you're basically doing a 200 of fast and then another 200 of fast, but it's split up pretty nicely and it's approachable and it doesn't seem like I would get overwhelmed by it at all. And there's 100 easy to kind of break it up and doing it again. Yeah, pretty straightforward main set. I like the speed work in there. It's not very complicated at all.
Hmm.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, my initial thoughts are like you could make this set really, really hard. Like if you just like rip those 50s and you just send it, like if you're a fast swimmer, you're getting like a little over a minute rest or whatever, or about a minute. And even if you're like swimming 45s, you're still getting like equal rest to the work. Um, but I'm sure by the time you get to that like third or fourth one, the rest seems like it's going by a lot faster, if you're really, really pushing it. And then that 200 meters is a little bit probably easier of an effort, but it's still like super, super strong. And you maybe have a little bit of like lactic acid built up and you have to like deal with
Oh
that.
yeah.
And yeah, the 100-meter easy at the end is kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, at the end of this 200, I could just swim 100 easy. And there's no interval either for like the 100 easy. You just do 100 easy, you reset, get back on the blocks, then you do it one more time. And then it's done. So, it's 800 meters of like really good quality swimming. And a lot of these triathletes are doing sprint triathlons mostly. So, 800 meters of really quality, high pace work. I mean, that's like right on the money, I feel like. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, the lactic acid is definitely a big component here, especially getting out of the water and having to dive between 50s, especially as you're getting tired. Doing that muscle up onto the deck and, getting your legs all activated. You're kind of like get a little dryland in there. So it can
mm-hmm.
can be rough to go from that fourth 50 into that 200 and still be going fast and not shut it down after that. So that is a little ugly for sure. In terms of like difficulty. I think it could be really good for you, but yeah, definitely actually makes the set harder probably when you're doing it than it looks on the board for sure. So
Yeah, and dude, I just love swimming a 50 long course. It's just so fun. Like swimming a 50 long course fast is just like it's so good. And yeah, I think that's really cool and you can kind of I don't know, maybe joke around with your swim buddies like when you're standing waiting to dive in and stuff. And yeah, just push yourself and go really hard. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like that it's twice through and you get that 100 easy in there. Yeah, I think it's a good set. I kind of want to do this set actually now. Like this is intriguing me.
it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see for 50s too, because like a triathlete, triathletes notoriously hate their walls. So it's like you get just that uninterrupted speed without having to worry about mechanics as much. So you're more focused on the pacing part and just racing and yeah, sometimes when you add a lot of like flip turns in there and stuff, triathletes can get a little overwhelmed on that end. So I think that's for a triathlete specific set, I really like how they're 50s as well, and you can just kind of, especially long course, just you dive in. That's the technical part, but as soon as you pop up, you're just uninterrupted. Swimming, getting in your rhythm until you hit the wall, which is it's probably more similar to how you'd feel during a race. So
Yeah, for sure. And you can even make this more triathlon specific. And if you're swimming long course, you could have two people dive in next to each other and just swim the 50 fast to the wall. And if you line that up in like two or three lanes, you get that kind of open water start feel where you're like swimming out to that first buoy and everyone's right next to each other. It's that
yeah,
could
that'd
be
be
a,
pretty
that could
exciting.
be a really fun way to do it if you're in like a squad environment. And then my last thing I wanted to say on this main set before we wrap it up is I really like doing short intervals into a slightly longer interval, like a faster interval into a strong interval, but maybe a little bit slower, like the 50s into the 200. Because I think if you have that foundation of speed for that 200, you can kind of hold on to that speed, through the 200. And it'll maybe help you swim that 200 a little bit faster than if you just did like a bunch of 200s, stacked together. I really enjoy that, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a bit of a tough way to force speed on that 200 race pace. Like if I was going to approach it, probably I would do like yeah, like kind of the 15 fast strategy where you're warming up the muscle, but you're not like getting the lactic acid too high. This is going to shoot the lactic acid up. So I know if I did this set, this would not be how I wanted to do my 200 race pace in
Hmm.
terms of how ready I was feeling because I'd be warmed up. But my muscles would be pretty fatigued and they'd probably tire quicker. Like I'd start fast and then I would lock up probably. So
Yeah.
definitely an interesting like concept on that, but definitely getting speed play, I agree, is super important. And not just swimming moderate, like getting that to be able to switch that pace and change that pace to a more aggressive, you know, turnover speed and then going into the fastest is a good call. That just yeah makes it a little more easy, gets your body a little more ready for it for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then 200 meters easy at the end. Simple. That's like what are we looking at? That's 800. That's a 3K set. Um, so yeah, 3K set with a decent amount of quality in there. I really like it. And I'm probably gonna try it in these next couple of weeks, maybe. But yeah, hopefully I get over to Taiwan again next year and get some more sets from them because I really like training with that group over there. Super super nice people, and yeah, just they work hard and I love it. So yeah, that's the set. I hope you guys enjoy it. Share with your friends, and I'm gonna close this out with my hot take. I've just been thinking about this, man. If you swim in a race with your goggles on the outside of your cap, you're just leaving time on the
Oh,
table.
oh,
That's all I
come
gotta
on.
say. That's
I'm fighting you there. Hey, I,
dude, you're leaving time
I,
on. It's
I,
slow. Goggles
I,
outside the cap. Time on the table.
hey, the cap stays on though. You've never lost a cap in a race. You don't understand.
Nah, dude, you could just wear one cap, goggles, and then
All right,
another
all right.
cap. It's not. It's never come
You're
off
right.
for me,
You're right, but yeah, but I hate you for it. You're right, but I hate you for it.
dude.
I'll
Okay.
I'll, I'll die on that sword.
Anyways, see you guys. Share this episode with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.